Hi, my name is Chris Jackson. I am a business attorney with over 25 years of experience, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your own limited liability company in the state of California. In doing so, I'm going to take you through the process step by step, and I'm going to answer every question I think you would have along the way, such that by the end of the video, you will be confident that you formed your LLC in California exactly the way that you wanted. Okay, so let's get started. To follow along in real time so that you can form your LLC, well, I'm giving you the instructions on how to form it and what your options are and why I recommend this option over another option. I answer your questions. It is best to follow along in real time by using the link that I put in the description under my video. I will also put that link in the comment section and post it to the top. Please note that the link below is an affiliate link, which means that if you do form an LLC using that link, then I may earn a small commission. It does not cost you anything extra. It simply supports my channel, and for that, I thank you very much. And please also note, I only recommend services I use myself. I use Busy, which is a brand of InkFile, used to be called InkFile, for all of my own LLCs and for my clients' LLCs or whatever company I formed for them. And the reason I use them is because they have the best value in terms of what you get for your money compared to other corporate services companies, in my view. And also the customer service is great. For those of you wondering why there's a fence back there, or you see his paw pointing to that fence around our Christmas tree, the reason is that this little puppy right here he's not technically a puppy anymore. He's about 18 months, 19 months, but he still acts like a puppy, and he very much enjoys chewing on Christmas presents, Christmas ornaments, and the tree itself. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Select that link right now below my video and in the description, and I will also post it in the comments section. Okay, so if you follow the link under my video in the description or in the comments section, you would have arrived at this page here. You can see Busy, powered by InkFile. They are the same company. Let's go ahead and get started by clicking on this button. Okay, before I get started, up here in the top right is a phone number for customer service. I have found them to be very responsive. I encourage you to call them with any questions if I don't answer them here in this video. Entity type, we're going to select LLC. State of formation, we're going to select California. That's going to bring you to three options: silver, gold, and platinum. I recommend gold for most people for the reasons I am going to discuss, but let's go through each option one at a time. Okay, so let's look at the silver package. The silver package, as you can see, is $75. That covers the state filing fee. Busy will not be charging you anything for the silver package. In the silver package, they will prepare and file your articles of organization. The articles of organization for an LLC is what officially forms the entity in the state. They're going to file it with the state of California for you as part of this package. They'll provide you unlimited name searches, which is not a real good value add in my opinion. It is a value add, but you can do this yourself on this California Secretary of State's website. They're going to provide you also free registered agent service for a year. This is a good value add, and the reason is as follows. Every entity formed in any state needs to designate a registered agent. That registered agent has to be identified publicly at the Secretary of State's website as the person or entity that can receive what's called service of process, which is in essence a lawsuit. So if a plaintiff wanted to sue your LLC, they would need to be able to look up on the California Secretary of State's website who is your registered agent for service of process. Busy will provide this service for you for a year for free. You can also do it yourself. You can identify yourself as the agent for service of process or someone else if you want to avoid having to pay for this every year. But just note, for the first year, it's a free service that they provide. They will also provide you in all packages unlimited phone and email support. So let's compare the silver package to the gold package. As you can see, you are going to spend $199 more than the silver package. Note that this is a one-time fee. Other corporate services companies charge you every year, at least one or two of them that I am aware of. Question is, what are you getting for that $199? They're going to provide you the same services that they provided you in the silver package, of course. In addition to that, they will obtain for you your EIN, business tax number, also known as the employer employer identification number or tax ID number for your limited liability company. You need this tax ID in order to open a bank account, which is an essential step in separating yourself from the LLC. You really want your LLC to open its own bank account. To do this, you need a tax ID number. They will obtain it for you. You also need it for payroll if you're going to have payroll. You also need it if you're going to file a tax return on behalf of the limited liability company. You have to identify the tax ID number of the LLC. Busy will provide you your EIN, business tax number, usually within 1 business day after you order your LLC. IRS Form 2553. What is that form? I can't give you tax advice, but the default tax election for a limited liability company, if you're a single member LLC, you're going to be taxed as a sole proprietorship unless you file this form and elect to be taxed as something else. If you have more than 1 member, you're going to be taxed as a partnership by default unless you file this form. You will note from prior videos that I'm a big fan of having LLCs taxed as S corporations. There are tax advantages to that. I'm not going to go into detail, and I'm not giving you tax advice. Seek your own tax advice, which, by the way, you can as part of this gold package and the platinum package. You get free tax advice from a tax professional. But the bottom line is, as a general rule, I like for my LLCs to be taxed as S corporations unless they're going to own or control real estate. So to take advantage of this S Corp tax election, or whatever tax election you choose, you have to file Form 2553 with the IRS, and Busy will do that for you. They're also going to include an operating agreement. I will be honest, this operating agreement is very bare bones. Every LLC needs an operating agreement, and I discuss this in other videos. I also have a video on how to create your own LLC operating agreement, which is more comprehensive than their version here, and you can do that for free. I will put a link to that video in the description under this video. I am also providing attorney drafted operating agreements, and I'm going to put a link to that as well, that are going to be even more comprehensive than the ones provided for in my video, but not cost as much as you would pay an attorney to draft it. With that said, you need an operating agreement, and they will provide you with a bare bones operating agreement for your LLC. They will also provide you with a banking resolution. You may need this to open a bank account. Some banks will have their own form of resolution, but they will provide a form for you in case you need it. You will also get lifetime company alerts. This is a really good value add. You have to file annual reports or biannual reports depending upon your state. In California, you're going to have to file annual reports, which they're called statements of information, and you have to do that within a certain period of time. And if you don't do that, you can incur penalties. Your LLC may also change in status out of a good standing status, which you want to retain. Busy will send you lifetime company alerts reminding you to file your statement of information. This is a really important value add in my view. An online access dashboard. I really like this. It's intuitive. You log into your portal after you've placed the order, and you will be able to see everything related to your limited liability company, including these resolutions, the operating agreement, Form 2553. Your EIN will be put in there once that's obtained from the IRS. You can also do certain things for your LLC from this online access dashboard, such as qualify to do business in other states. You can also have Busy file your annual report if that's what you want to do. You can do that on your own as well and save some money, but it is an option. And if you have more than one LLC, it's even more convenient because they're all in the same place. Unlimited phone and email support. Okay, that's great. That's provided with all packages. Business bank account. They have a relationship with a bank right now. It is Bank of America. As part of the process, they will introduce you to a business banker who will help you set up your business account. And then last but not least, business tax consultation. I think this consultation is very important. You should make sure that you determine the tax status. If you don't have your own CPA, determine the best tax election for your LLC, and also discuss with this tax professional some tax and accounting strategies to save on taxes going forward. All right, so that's the gold package. Now let's discuss the platinum package. What are you going to get for $100 more from the platinum package that the gold package doesn't have? And the answer is these 3 items right here. Number 1, business contract templates. Number 2, free next day filing. And number 3, domain name and business email. Okay, so for number 1, business contract templates, they're going to provide some template agreements for you. If you're a do-it-yourselfer and you want to take those templates and make the most out of them, they will provide them in Word, just like the operating agreement, so you can modify them as you wish. They're not going to be as comprehensive as if you hired an attorney, but they are there in case you need them. They will also provide free next day filing. They say next day, but what they mean is expedite. It really depends upon the state. We're going to get to that shortly for California, but note that if this is the only item you're interested in the Platinum package, then I would encourage you to get the Gold package, because this is a $50 add-on to the Gold package, and you will save $50 by selecting the Gold and then the expedited filing. Last but not least is domain name and business email. That is an important value add to some people, and you can also get that through another service provider like GoDaddy, etc. However, if that's important to you, you may want to consider the Platinum package. For me, in this example, I'm going to select the Gold package and go to the next page. Okay, so we are now at the contact information page. This, you should know, is used by Busy only. It is not going to be available to the public, but you have to enter your name, your email, your mobile phone number, and also your mailing address here. Go ahead and do that and select next. Okay, this is the page where you determine whether or not you want to expedite your filing for an additional $50 or stick with the normal filing time, which right now in California is 4 weeks. It tells you right here when they estimate your LLC formation will occur. If you don't want to wait that long, which I normally don't, I like to get it done and get it up and running sooner rather than later. I'm going to pick $50 expedited filing option here and select next. Okay, on this page you provide the company information. So you would put the LLC name here. I'm using Chris Jackson Mobile Dog Grooming. I've used that in the past as an example. So I'm going to stick with that theme, and I'm going to select the designator. I prefer just a clean LLC, no periods. Next, you're going to select the number of members, owners. Note that members are the owners of the LLC. If you select one member, it's going to be single member LLC, but you can select on this page up to 6. In my case, it's going to be a single member LLC, so I'm selecting 1. Okay, business purpose. It doesn't really matter what you type in here. It's not going to go into the operating agreement. It's not for public consumption. The operating agreement, by the way, is not for public consumption either. It is an internal document, but to go to the next field, select a business purpose, and this will just go into the file for your LLC. I'm selecting mobile dog grooming. Okay, this next section, they ask you to tell them what industry you're in. By doing this, they're going to provide you with a standard industry code. Please note at the outset, this code, it's not important. It's for internal purposes only. It's not going to be communicated to the public. They would simply like to tell you what they think your code should be in case you need it. It is very rarely needed. However, if you are bidding on a government contract or you have to take out a loan, and these loans are only applicable for certain industries, then you may be asked for this code, but you can go look up the code later if necessary. That being said, I'm going to type in pet grooming. And as you can see, it populates pet grooming services. So I'm going to pick that. Okay, management method. This question is asked by the state of California because in California, your articles of organization will indicate whether it is a member managed LLC or a manager managed LLC. I have set forth in other videos. I have one in particular. I put the link to that video under my video here in the description. The bottom line is that I prefer manager managed LLCs for the reasons I set forth in that video. You can choose a member managed LLC or a manager managed LLC. For this purpose, I'm going to choose a manager managed LLC that is managed by one manager. As you can see, you can have more than one manager, or you can have your members manage it. I like manager managed LLCs because it makes signing contracts easy, and there are other reasons I like it. I'm not going to go into the details, but I'm selecting LLC to be managed by one manager, and that manager is going to be me. Okay, the next section is company address information. You have a couple different options here. Number 1, you can use the virtual mail address that they provide to you. They will receive your mail, they will scan the mail, they will send the mail to you. It is an address that won't be tied to you. You can also use, for example, a UPS box for your address. You can use a virtual office address that is in an actual building. I have a link to a company that I use for my own office address in the description under my video. You can also use your own address. It really just depends on you and whether you want to disclose your address or whether you want to promote yourself to the public as professional rather than working from your home. It's a personal choice. In my case, I'm just going to use the Inc. file address and virtual mail service for $29 a month. You can see you can cancel it at any time. Next. Okay, this next section, they give you the opportunity once again to get the additional services that are applicable to the Platinum package. Only part of the Platinum package I was interested in is the expedited filing for $50. As you may recall, the Platinum package was $100 more than the Gold package. So if you really want one or the other or both of these items here, I would go back and select the Platinum package because that is going to get you all of these items for $100. But if not, just say no thanks. I will pass and go to the next. Okay, so this is the member information page for your limited liability company. Question is, who is a member? Are you yourself going to be the member as an individual, or are you going to have a company as the member? Just remember that if you are electing to be taxed as an S corporation for this limited liability company, the only company that can be a member of an entity that is taxed as an S corporation is a disregarded entity such as a single member LLC. So if you have a single member LLC, for example, in the state of Wyoming, that you formed as a holding company for this California LLC, and that will be the member, you would choose the company here, and you would enter the company name and who is the representative signing on behalf of the company, etc., and the address in the state of Wyoming. Also, if you are going to have a trust as the member of the LLC, use this company tab here, and instead of company name, just put the name of the trust here. In my case, I'm an individual owner of this LLC, so I'm going to go ahead and select my name. I'm going to use the company address. You do not have to provide your home address here. You'll see my member name is Chris Jackson. I own 100% of the LLC. Now, if you'd selected more than one member, they would give you the opportunity to allocate the percentage of ownership to Chris Jackson, and let's just say my wife is the other owner and we own it 50-50, then here I would have the opportunity to select 50%, and I would have my wife's name in here and have her owning the other 50%. Next. Okay, so we are at the registered agent information page, and you will see that it is free for a year, and that is what I'm going to choose. They are going to guarantee your rates going forward at $119 per year thereafter, which is a great value in my view, and $119 per year is pretty inexpensive from what I've seen among the competition. Next. Okay, so here's where you will provide the information they need in order to obtain your EIN or tax identification number for your LLC. First question is, I am a foreign individual and do not have a social security number. I would select no. However, if you are a foreign individual forming this LLC, you would select yes. You have to agree to these three items here. Select I agree. And in my case, it is no. I am not a foreign individual. Okay, so you would enter in your social security number here. Physical street address, it doesn't really matter whether you use your home address or the one assigned by Busy. I'm going to use the one assigned by Busy. This is for the IRS's internal purposes only. Select next. Okay, this is the page where they are offering you the opportunity to obtain a bank account with the Bank of America. You can see that they offer some bonuses if you meet certain criteria. Make sure you read through this carefully. You have three options down here. Yes, I will apply online when my business formation documents are ready, or you could have them call you in advance of that to discuss the process, or no, not at this time. Even if you select no, not at this time, in your portal, you will be able to contact the Bank of America representative at a later time. So for me, I'm just going to say no, not at this time. Okay, tax strategy free consultation. I talked about this. It's a very important value add. You're going to learn how your LLC should be taxed, how to choose a proper tax election, commonly missed tax deductions, business bookkeeping requirements, how to reduce the chance of an IRS audit, and how to reduce self-employment taxes as part of that consultation. Absolutely, it's free. Why not? Next. Okay, on this page, they're offering an additional service. They will help you obtain any business licenses and permits that you may need. You have the option of having them do that by selecting yes for an extra $99 or no thanks, I'll do the work myself. Please note that not every company needs a business permit or license. It really just depends upon the type of business. It depends upon the county you're in or the city you're in. This is information you can obtain yourself by doing a little research. That is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to rely on them. So I'm selecting no thanks. I'll do the work myself. All right, so on this page, you simply have to review and make sure everything looks correct. And in my case, it does. So I'm going to go ahead and select next. Okay, so now we have come to the page where you enter your credit card information and your billing address, etc. And you have to agree to the legal statement and cancellation policy. And once you are done, you simply select complete and pay, and Busy will email you immediately thereafter and let you know they have received your order. You will have access to the portal. You can go in there and check on the status of your LLC. They will let you know when it has been accepted by the Secretary of State in the state of California. When it's filed, you will be able to obtain, like I said, your tax ID, your EIN, within about 1 business day after you place this order. So just fill in your information and press complete and pay, and you are done. Well, I hope you found the video helpful. If you have any questions, I encourage you to please put them in the comments section under my video. I answer the comments and questions on a regular basis. If you like the video, I encourage you to give me the thumbs up. And if you want content that may be helpful to your business, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. I wish you and your limited liability company and the business all the best. Have a great day. Thank you.